Mr. Snyder here with the next in a series of tutorials for the grade 9 orientation video trailer that we're making for the video unit of the Exploring Technologies course. If you haven't done so already from the last tutorial, I'd like you to go to File, Save As, and then you get a dialog box whether you're on a PC or a Mac. I'm going to save mine on my desktop. You are not going to save on the desktop. You're going to save it in your folder under documents that you created earlier. But my structure is different because I'm doing this for tutorials. I want you to save as in your folder, and I want you to change it. I'm up to version 4, but I'd like you to at least go to version 2. So basically what you'll have is a second version now of your project. I'm going to go back to 4 on mine. So your first name, yours will be number, your attendance number, underscore name, underscore grade 9 orientation. I'm going to short form grade to GR just because it's shorter file name then. Orientation trailer, or whatever you called it last time. I'm going to use caps. Trailer, and this is going to be, in your case, probably V2. If you've already saved a V2, save a V3, save a V4. You can never save enough versions. That way you protect yourself. If one of the versions becomes corrupt, you can always go back one day of your work or half a period perhaps and not lose everything. And then you're going to save it again. You're going to save yours under your documents, under students in your folder. Now, I'm not going to save this because that's not what I'm creating here, but I'm going to cancel mine. But please save a version 2 right now if you haven't done so. Okay, and now I'm going to pick it up with where we left off in the last tutorial. Essentially, I've picked orientation template 1 sequence that I'm going to edit with. You may have 2 or 3, depending on what you liked and what you picked. Now what we're going to do is start to add the camera footage into our project file so we can start to add it to the timeline to start to create our project. This is where it gets really fun. So first thing I need to do is I need to create a new bin because I want to keep everything organized. If you look, I've got titles right now. I've got sort of a temporary title there. I just put in there just so it was already in a bin. These are the 2 bins that we've been working with so far. We're not going to really need those anymore unless something happens. There's a mistake that happens and you need to recreate something. But for now, what I'm going to do is create a new bin for my video clips. Okay, I can do it by clicking on new bin down here, or again, right click. I like to do that. New bin. Creates a new bin. There's the name. It's highlighted in blue. You don't have to hit delete, but you can change the name just by typing. Once it's selected, just type. I'm going to call this video clips. And I'd like you to do the same. Okay, you can see that there's nothing in it right now. There's 0 items in it. All I've done is created the bin for the clips we're going to import into this project. So how do we do it? Well, we're going to double click the video clips bin. Again, if this video clips opens up in a separate panel up here, go to Premiere Pro, Preferences, General, and down here where it says bins, when you double click, you want it to open in place. You do not want it to open in a new window. So if that becomes irritating, you've got a new window here, go into there. Again, where is it? It's Premiere Pro, Preferences, General, and then it's under bins. You want to double click open in place. Okay, that way when you do double click a bin, it will open in the place that you're at in this panel, in the project panel. And there I am in bin video clips. Now I have to import the video clips from my computer hard drive. So to do that, again, it's right click, import, or Command I or Control I if you're on a PC. I always like to right click import. And then what you get is the dialog box saying, hey, where's your stuff? You have to navigate your computer. Now yours will probably be in your documents under that shared resources folder. Mine, I've got my shared resources folder on my desktop. That is not where yours will be. That is not where we want you to save anything. That's just for the purposes of this tutorial that I have it there. It's just convenient for me. Go into the shared resources, go into that grade 9 orientation folder. Let me just expand it so you can see it. Resources, Double click it. There's the first two folders that we've already used. One's the project file, the other is the template videos. And lastly, we have this third folder. It's called original clips that are sorted. Double click it and hey, look what you get. Now you get a whole bunch of other folders that actually have video clips in them. And we've done some of the work for you up front because it's just too time consuming for you to go through the 300 odd clips that we shot. So what we did is we reduced the number of clips to make it easier for you. And we also organized them based on these little mini stories. Remember, your job is to tell the story of the day in a fun and engaging way. And you're going to do so by telling little mini stories to help tell the entire story of the day. We are not editing a random video where it's perhaps a balloon popping and then eating a hot dog and then the principal comes in and then a link crew member. That's just too random and your audience will be confused by it. They really won't have a sense of what happened that day and they really won't understand your story. So we're going to organize our video based on these little mini stories. Can some shots come from one area and be used in another? Yes, depending on what it is. If it's just sort of a general smile shot or something like that, you can always use any smile shot from anywhere on your timeline. But generally speaking, you want to keep your mini stories intact. So I want to bring all these videos in. So if I go to Arrivals right now, open it, hey, there's a whole bunch of video clips. Okay. Same if I go down to, say, School Tour. Hey, there's some video clips. The .mpg tells us it's an MPEG video clip. You notice these little .xmp files? Those are going to create a little bit of an error message when we import, which we can then ignore. So I'll show you that in a second. Bottom line is I want to bring all of these folders in to the project bin on the video clips. And when I bring these folders into this bin, they become bins then inside of Premiere Pro. So I'm going to click. The easiest way is click, drag, select them all, click on import, and you watch it's going to import and bring all of those folders to create bins inside of the video clips bin. Oh, there's that error message I said that you might get. You might not, but you might as well. If you do, it's just seeing these other little mini data files that we can ignore. We don't need them. Just say OK to ignore that error, and you're good to go. Now, if you notice right now over here in the video clips bin, that they are all light gray, that means all of these bins currently are selected. First thing we want to do is deselect. Click off. If it's gray, by clicking once, it's actually selected. If you double click, it opens it up and hey, there's those videos that I showed you on the computer. Now, it's important to know that what's happened here is we haven't copied those video files into our project file. We've merely linked to those video files on the hard drive. So here's the important part of that. If you change the name or delete or move one of those original clips in the folders on your computer, it will break the link within these bins and you'll get this message saying, I can't find your stuff. And you're going to have to relink your video. So do not, I stress, do not delete, rename, or move any of the content in that shared resources folder for grade 9 orientation. Okay, because you'll break your links and then you're going to mess up not only yourself, but anybody else editing on that computer with these files. That'll do it for this tutorial on importing the camera footage into our Premiere Pro project. Again, there is our footage here. In the next tutorial, we'll start to add that footage into our timeline, and I'll show you how to do that.